So you see the mess, you've promised yourself you'll deal with it, what, 100 times? And yet, when it just kind of doesn't happen, there's this quiet, persistent voice that whispers, "What is wrong with me?" Well, if you have ever felt that hidden shame, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're validating that exact voice and uncovering why you might struggle to clean, even when you care deeply about your space. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to skip the basic run-of-the-mill cleaning hacks today and dive straight into the heavy internal loads that translate into external chaos. You know, like that infamous chair in the corner that's currently holding like 3 weeks of laundry. From the outside, you probably handle your responsibilities and hold it all together just fine. But behind a closed door, things have kind of gotten away from you. Let's unpack the hidden psychology of the messy room. Section 1. The myth of laziness. Why the mess isn't a moral failure. Okay, society really loves to assume that a messy home automatically equals poor discipline, right? But the reality, it's cognitive overload. Your brain isn't just chilling out and being lazy, it is completely exhausted. It's firing on all cylinders just trying to survive the day, which leaves absolutely zero mental bandwidth for tidying up. Think about it. Cleaning is a seriously demanding cognitive task. Before you even pick up a single shirt, your brain has to plan, prioritize, and estimate the time it's going to take. For most people, that process just runs on autopilot. But for those dealing with executive dysfunction, like with ADHD for instance, that automatic sequencing just completely breaks down. Actually, scratch that. It's more like the autopilot is totally offline. They don't clean because they literally cannot automatically sequence the steps, not because they don't want to. And this can build into what's known as the depression room. This is a chaotic space that directly mirrors a person's internal depression. It's a brutal feedback loop. You're sitting in a dim, messy room, and it's subliminally whispering to you that you can't even manage basic life tasks. So that hopelessness grows, which makes the mess even harder to clear, which then just turns around and makes the depression worse. And let's talk about the sheer number of micro decisions involved here. Where does this belong? Should I keep it? Does it need washing first? Your brain has to make hundreds of these tiny choices. We so often fall into decisional procrastination just to avoid making the wrong choice. It completely exhausts the mind before a single item is even put away. The clutter stays, and the exhaustion just compounds. Enter psychological reactance. Have you ever been told to clean, and suddenly your entire being just resisted? Like, no way am I doing that now. When our autonomy is threatened, our motivation totally tanks. You aren't pushing back because you enjoy the mess. Your brain just desperately needs to feel like it's making its own choice. The home is the only place where there are no consequences for letting things slide. I mean, that hits the nail on the head, right? When you're running on empty, you don't drop your job, your relationships, or your public responsibilities. You drop the home. It is your sanctuary. It's literally the one place you can finally stop performing without immediate disastrous consequences. Section 2. Small scale, big impact. Practical, judgment-free strategies. So, what do? Sweeping cleaning schedules definitely won't work here. We need minimal, non-judgmental task lists that are tailored directly to the root cause. If you're dealing with executive dysfunction, don't just say, clean the kitchen. That is way too vague. Instead, wash exactly 5 dishes. It's concrete, and you can actually complete it. For depression, try clearing just one single surface, like your nightstand, just to shift the room's subliminal message. And what about that psychological reactance we talked about? You gotta shift your mindset to, I'm choosing to spend 10 minutes on this. It's all about emphasizing personal choice over strict rules. Choosing tasks over rules gives you your autonomy back. It magically removes that instinctive resistance and actually empowers you, rather than draining you further. Ultimately, the mess is a signal, not a moral failure. The truth of the matter is, people who struggle with a messy space are usually carrying really heavy internal loads. Maybe it's a brain that won't sequence, heavy emotional weight, or just absolute bone-deep exhaustion. Understanding this completely changes how we view our external spaces, and way more importantly, how we view ourselves. So I'm going to leave you with this one question to think about. What is your mess trying to tell you today? Because once you learn to read your environment as a helpful signal rather than some kind of report card on your worth, well, everything changes. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. See you next time.